Yay! Another Monday, another fun day if you're watching us live. And yes, today is Monday, and we are so thrilled and excited to come back and deliver more great knowledge and more tips on intimacy, on love, on relationships. And again, if this is the first time you're tuning in, hello, my name is Irina Portnova, and I am a manifestation star. I help people to use the law of attraction and attract anything what they desire in their life. Maybe it's more peace, less chaos. Maybe it's more relaxed, less stress. Maybe it's more love. And whatever you want to call in into your life, everything is possible if you know how. And that's exactly what I show people. And I'm here with my amazing, sexy, and beautiful Dina Alexander, who is the sexual awareness coach. Hello, Dina. Tell a little
Hi,
bit about yourself.
beautiful. Hi, Irina. It's fun day. It's Monday. I love
Mhm.
it on the Mondays. A little bit about me. My name is Dina Alexander. I live on the island of Aruba. I am a sex coach, and the world needs sex coaches because
Mhm.
the majority of the people do not want or dislike to talk about
Mhm.
their intimacy, and they are not aware of the power of vulnerability. So I think that's nice, the time, the Mondays that we talk about intimacy and
Mhm.
being
Yeah.
vulnerable with our own, um, what's happening in our homes. So I'd like
Mhm.
to thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. And I love our conversations because again, it's all about raising the awareness. A lot of times people do not aware that they can actually up level their intimate life. And that's why it's great to tune into these conversations. At least this is a good start, a good place where people can come and just listen to our episodes and receive some information, have some tips, have some tools, and start like really implementing something and experimenting. I love that word, explore and experiment, because life has to be fun and exciting, and we are the ones to make it, right? We do not wait for anybody, but we can just do it for ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Yay! And today's topic, as always, was suggested by amazing Dina, the game of submission. Okay, Dima, just take the mic and start talking about it.
I love it when you do that. I love this topic because the majority of the people do not know the power of submission. And if you know that and you make it a game, a part of you, you will be winning in the businesses, in your bedroom, at the boardroom, with relationships, everything. You will be winning because I'm going to tackle it like this time. I'm going to talk about different types of submissions, because you have physical ones, you have emotional submissions, psychological submission, and spiritual submission. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the voluntary and the involuntary submission. I'm going to talk also about submission as a tool. Okay, so the psychological part is the fear and anxiety. Um, because you live in fear and you are anxious 24/7, this can place you in a submission drive. So consciously and unconsciously, because you are living on a daily basis in anxiety and in fear, and you are not aware that you are being involuntarily submissive. Okay, so if you're listening to us and this is happening to you, maybe it's time to think about what you want, what is happening. And if you cannot, search for a professional. um, there is the submission in masochism, and the pleasure during a dominator and a submission relationship. That's the one that is will give you pleasure if you know that the power is at the submission in the hands of the submissive person. Okay, because whatever is decided is because that submissive person is okay with it. It gives he or she gives her of his consent. Okay, I'm going to stay here a little bit, and I'm going to ask you what comes up before I continue. What comes
What
up?
what comes up is I love both role playing. I love submission and I love dominance. And I feel that this is fine because we want to uh, try each part to see which one we like better, right? The only way to find out is to try. And I completely agree about the agreements, and know that you do have the agreements before you starting to act in your intimacy. This way nobody feels hurt, or nobody feels that, like somebody is just using their willpower against them.
Yes, I'm going to emphasize also, if you're listening to us and you're being voluntary submissive, for example, as a leader, you sit back and you enjoy submissively what your team, because if you are a good leader and you use submissive as a tool, then you will be enjoying your team making you richer. And that's an art. That's an art. Okay. And you'll see potential growth in your personnel. You'll find you are head of communities, and the majority of the times you are silent because you have good people working for you. Okay, so I like that part. I'm the most of the time I am a pusher. I take the coach. Um, um, I put the coach hat, but
Mhm.
I am silent. I do know my people, the strong ones, and I place them in where they work the best. And if you and I'm very very passive. So involuntary submission. What is that? The majority of times you will feel the societal pressure. Okay, you will be succumbing to addiction, alcohol, drugs, sex, and you will. Oh, there is something happening.
No, that's it.
You will feel that you will be in a trauma. You will be experiencing trauma that leads to helplessness. Okay, so if you feel that and you are listening to us, this is involuntary um, submission. Submission. Okay, and that is danger. Okay, um, there is loss of autonomy, and there is danger of psychological harm. So it's very important. That's why I wanted to start with this, mentioning these, because a lot of people wants to be. They think they are the submissive part, but they are in a relationship that is in danger, and the dominator is using power to hurt you instead of being a good dominator. Okay, submission as a tool. Martial arts, they emphasize the importance of submission, not as a defeat, but as a strategy, a
Strength.
maneuver to demonstrate and respect for the opponent's skill. And that is a leader looking for art. So if your opponent has a punch or a skill or a move that they you are defeated, then you will be submissive because you want to learn that part. And that's beautiful of that art, the martial arts. Okay, and it's not about fighting. Martial art is about that.
Mhm.
Okay, that's why I like that art also. Teamwork, submission as a tool in a teamwork. um, if you collaborate with your skills, in a team, you know a lot and you collaborate and you share, you're being submissive. And that's good, because if you empower others, then your team will be winning instead of keeping everything to yourself. Okay. I want to touch these in this today, because I started telling everybody, you can use being submissive not only in your intimacy, but during your life, in your life,
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
decisions. Okay. um Using submission as a tool during your personal growth, um you can embrace your limitation and accepting feedback. That is crucial. And for doing that, you need to be submissive, and take that as a personal development and not as a defeat. Okay. And if you live like that, you will be addressing your shadow works on a daily basis. Okay. What comes up, because I've been
You know
talking.
what, Dina, what comes up for me is, for me, the word submission only associated with the intimacy. Like, I am not the one to use that word for any other reason. And that's why, like, I want to really dive deeper into the, like, the relationships, because for me the word submission is only associated with the love and love making and being in the bedroom.
Yes, I and the majority of people do use that word only for the bedroom. And that's why I want to touch it a little bit, because during I use the bedroom as an example for you to go outside and do the same. Okay. So using submissive outside your bedroom will be make you successful also. But I will dive a little bit more into the relationship. um a healthy communication, that I cannot um, stop talking about. Communication is the most important part of a relationship. But if you are submissive during a communication, it will help you and your partner to go to the next level. It is important of open and honest communication within relationship. And when you are discussing
Mm-hmm.
um, about power dynamics and boundaries, that is where you need to take submission to the next level, and not try to understand by being submissive, instead of sharing what you want, only what you want. Okay. um, Negotiation, when you negotiate or compromise, submission can be a form of compromise and cooperation within a healthy relationship in the bedroom. For example, I was in an event. I think it was Saturday. I was called last month to be a coach during a couples event. I had three couples, and I had 1 hour. And the lady told me, she was already in an event of mine, and she knows what I do. So she asked me, look, I have three couples. They are married 10 years and more. So I know what problems they have. So I asked everybody to to write on a piece of paper what they want from the night, what they want to get out of the night. So I got some good clues, and I tried to negotiate there, and I spoke about being submissive. And one of those items was prostate massage. On the island and the majority of the world, men, they see prostate massage as a gayish um, practice.
Activity. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. But it's not like that. It's a massage. It's a prostate massage. And if you go to the doctor, that's if they are going to do the testing, that's what they do. And if it will feel better if your other half does it for you. Okay. And you'll get multiple orgasm. So that was one of um my items that I told them how to negotiate to get your men to um, consider
Mhm.
prostate massage. Okay, so what I told them is maybe you should try to get more information and talk about this, and maybe don't start by inserting an item or your finger in the anus immediately, but start by massaging and doing something nice before inserting. And yeah, that's how I try to negotiate and be a little bit more submissive. And I told the guys, because if you are in a relationship and you want to empower a woman, your woman, it is sad that when a woman um, has the chance um, to practice um, to put on a harness and do pegging with their partner, it will help a woman to empower themselves and see the spectrum from another angle. And it will help your relationship, because you will have another woman because of that experience, and they didn't know about it. So I planted a seed for them to go and
Mhm.
educate themselves. Okay, so what comes up? I touched the sexual part, Irina. What comes up?
No, it comes up that, like, I receive it well because it's all about experimenting and see, right? And I know sometimes man ego is like, like this is gayish and everything like that. But again, it's all about the agreement that you have with your partner, right? Same thing for the women. It comes, not every woman would do the anal sex, right? So
Yes,
it's the same thing. So, like, like, for me it's like it has to be like win-win.
yes,
If you want something out of me, I might want something out of you, right? So again, it's all about agreements.
yes. And that's what we spoke about also Saturday night. It's about consent, and it's about choices, and it's all about good communication. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to touch again the abuse of power and the healthy and unhealthy submission.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you recognize the abuse of power in a relationship? Um, you recognize abusive power because you can smell it, and if you work with energy, you can feel it. You will see it. Your heart will start pumping because you are in an environment that has that abuse of power. You'll see things that you will never accept from another person, and you see people accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see bruises. You'll see people crying. You'll see those things, and it's a choice if you want to talk and stop it, and or walk away. So what will you do, Irina? What will
Oh,
you do?
listen, in my case, I am just, like, you agree with me first to make sure that I do what, like we agree upon. And obviously I would never stay in the relationship where I feel hurt, and
Yes,
especially physically hurt.
I'm going to share a personal experience. So when I started this journey being a sex coach 7 years ago, I've never got in touch with a narcissist, and I think I've mentioned this in a previous um,
Episode.
topic. Uh-huh. But I think I feel I need to mention it again. So I never got in touch. I only read about narcissistic behaviors, and I never got in touch with a partner that was narcissistic. So I was out of a relationship, I think 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And I got in touch. I was madly in love with a beautiful man. And all of a sudden, I some things happened, and I could feel like, am I going crazy? this is really happening to me. So it's like I was talking to myself. Okay, I couldn't understand that things were happening, and it was like I was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like I read when I started getting myself ready to help people in this area. So my son came to me one night and he told me, "I think, Mom, you need to stop this relationship. This guy is not good."
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, "Yeah, I know, but I need to stay a little bit more because I want to see, I want to experience." And I decided to experience a little bit more. And it
Mm-hmm.
was a choice because I wanted to see if, because I felt sometimes you feel like you needed more experience. I needed that experience. I know
Mm-hmm.
when a lady comes to me with bullshit, sorry, BS,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell her, "Girl, shape up." The Kiwi knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. Look at that.
Shape up and get out of that relationship, ass up. But
Mm-hmm.
before that, I wasn't so passionate, because
Mm-hmm.
now I can recognize it because I gave myself the chance, the experience to explore. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my son didn't like it, but he understood. So do we have time?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, Breaking free from abuse. I'm going to share some strategies. Okay. So the strategies that I um, used for my escape, breaking free,
Mm-hmm.
is to block all social medias, all communication, all telephone calling, messaging, WhatsApp, everything needs to be blocked. And I spoke with everybody around me about what happened, and I needed their support. And that's, you need a network of support to break away of abuse. And I went and used every tool that I have about self care. That was my strategy to 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 get that Dina back, and understanding that she wasn't crazy, that he was a narcissist. I shouldn't call anybody narcissist, but we all have narcissistic traits in us. However, um, I feel, as a professional, I did feel that he was misusing his power. So another area that I want to touch before we leave is a healthy and unhealthy um, submission relationship in a bedroom. A healthy submissive person is somebody that knows that she likes, or she or he likes, the pleasure of giving that vulnerability. Okay, they are empowered. But the ones that are unhealthy, they are disempowered. Okay, they're not allowed to do this and that and that, and that is disempowering, unhealthy submission. And if it hurts you, you need to discontinue. Okay, the same as a healthy submission, you will get personal growth. You will be experiencing new things with your dominator, and you will experience a new area of yourself. With an unhealthy submission, you will need to self-sacrifice yourself, and you will feel the sacrifice. Okay, so you need, maybe, as I told you a couple of minutes ago, in my decision to stay with a narcissist for a while, is to find a balance in my work and my experience and no experience. For I didn't sacrifice anything. I knew why I did it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are listening to here to me now, and you are in such a relationship and you are doing it for a goal, power to you. But if you are not getting anything out, and you're self-sacrificing and disempowering yourself, then you'll need to leave the relationship right at this moment. Okay, so that was my topic today. I find myself
Mm-hmm.
very passionate today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did a great job. Yes. And again, it's all about like exchanging the powers. And I remember I was watching some one time the documentary where like all these, like top level executives go, to these places for the experience of dominatrix women, right? Because they just want to give that power away. And I think we all have that inside of us. It's like that balance, right? Even though the person could call themselves submissive or dominating, right, person, there is still two sides of us, and it's all about exploring and see where it's going to take you. So, and again, like when it comes to the bedroom, for me, I always separate the bedroom from the real life. So for me, I'm like, I'm open to the experiences in the bedroom, but in the real life, I'm not submissive to anybody. So that's my way of looking. So like even today when you were talking about Dina other things, to me they were not submission, but more like, like playing, being a part of the team, or like allowing to hear other people opinion and so on and so forth. Like I said, for me, the word of submission is strongly related to the bedroom, and that's the only way I use it. Mm-hmm.
That is good. That is good. I like talking to you, Irina, because I have a chance to hear some other opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
there are people. The majority of people do think like that, but I do see myself. I do play the game of submission during my business and my coaching and my in my relationship with partners. I do use that. So there are people like me, and there are people that use that only in
Mm-hmm.
in the bedroom, and it's okay. And
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I hear also that the word is being used in another kind of word, and
Mm, yeah, in another context.
it's
Like I said, I would use something what you described at the beginning when we were talking about other areas of our life. I wouldn't necessarily use the word submission. I would substitute it with other, like synonym to
yes,
use it. So
yes,
that's like that's association of the word for me. And like I related just to the bedroom.
yes, and it's okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to now you open up another thing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
If someone that is listening to me right now, to us right now, and they want to know more about submission, there are a lot of literature about this, about how to explore in intimacy and other areas. There are a lot of films and documentaries and music and art. They do some of them do talk a lot about being submissive, the art of being submissive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to know more about the game of submission.
Mm-hmm. I love it. You know what? It's an interesting topic, and I love to talk about the topics, especially that are not very much out there for a lot of people just to tune in and start listening. That was the whole purpose of this podcast. And also for anybody who is watching, who is with us for some time, send us the topics that you would love us to cover, because we are here to grow together. We are here to support each other. Just see if there is any area of your intimacy, if your relationship that you would love us to cover. And we have the sex expert here. I'm a love and relationship expert. We can definitely take you there and have some tools, some tips, and some guidance. So if we are wrapping up for today, Dina, what is one advice you would want to give to the audience?
That's a good one. And as you were talking about the balance,
Mm-hmm.
there, I think if you know what is being a dominatrix in bed and out of bed, using another word or not, if you
Mm-hmm.
know what is a submission person in bed and out of bed, using another word, if you know that and you can bring a balance, that
Mm-hmm.
is the tip of this Monday. Bring the
Mm-hmm.
balance and being submissive and the dominatrix
Mm-hmm.
during
Mm-hmm.
your intimacy or your relationship outside. Know that you're using another word like Irina, and I like that. know when to use it. Do not be in fear and in anxiousness, and be unconscious submissive, because you some of us become very dominant, and very hard, and you need to bring a balance. You need to bring
Mm-hmm.
a balance. That's
Mm-hmm.
my tip.
I love it. And my tip would be keep discovering. Life is all about exploration, experiment, discover. And if the role of submission is new to you in the bedroom, invite your partner to play the roles and see where it's going to get you, right? That would be my tip. And Dina, do you have anything going on for you this week?
Yes. This week I'm continuing with my supplements. I'm going to me and Kiwi. We are going. It's time for him to get his omega 3. So I'm going to make a video with
Mm-hmm.
Kiwi taking his natural omega 3 from us, from Biyuna.
Mm-hmm.
And this week I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk with someone from Aruba to have an event on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are on Aruba and you want to join us, contact me. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Yes. And for me, I don't know. I'm going with the flow. Sometimes things spontaneously come to my mind. Like, I receive these random downloads. I mean, they are not random, but just something that I want to gather people. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll have some, like spontaneous gathering,
Ooh,
and we'll talk about something fun.
ooh.
Yes. Awesome sauce. Thank you so much, everybody who tuning in. And Dina, as always, it's a pleasure, a great energy exchange. And I always love to start our Mondays with our conversations because it's like a great boost for the rest of the week. Thanks, my love. All the best. And for every listeners, we love you and continue growing because life is all about growth and exploration.
Yes.